A Kenyan facing execution in Saudi Arabia gets 1 year reprieve. Stephen Munyaho is a 50-year-old Kenyan who was set to be executed in Saudi Arabia in November 26, 2024. Luckily, his death sentence was temporarily pushed with about a year as ongoing talks are taking place between the Kenyan government and the Saudi authorities. This is the second time that the dates of his execution have been moved forward. Stephen was supposed to be executed in May 15, 2024. Stephen Bertrand Munyaho can now breathe a sigh of relief temporarily as he looks forward for his 51st birthday in March, as he is held at the Shimeisi prison in the Makkah area of the Middle East Kingdom. But someone could be asking how he found himself in this compromising situation. In an audio released by Stephen requesting Kenyans for help, he had this to say.
My dear friends, relatives, family and well-wishers out there, I greet you. 13 years ago, I had a misunderstanding with a colleague and friend at work. Tempers flared and escalated into a fight. I got stabbed on my thigh and hand. On retaliation, I stabbed him too. Unfortunately, he didn't survive. I was then sentenced to 5 years for manslaughter. A sentence that was later challenged by the late widow. I was tried in a Sharia court and handed the death penalty by request from the widow. Upon negotiations by my embassy, the family settled for blood money with a grace period of 6 months, which expires in early May. I hereby sincerely plead for assistance in raising the 3.5 million Saudi riyals asked for by the late family, lest they should go back to their earlier wills for execution. I'm so sorry for putting you in all this trouble. We lost a life, but we can save another. Please assist me and let us share the joy of reuniting with my family and most, my kids that I hardly raised. Thank you and God bless.
After being found guilty of killing their father, the complainant in Stephen's case is asking for 3.5 million Saudi riyals, which is about 120.2 million Kenyan shillings in today's rates. This amount was said to stop the Saudi authorities from executing him as per the Sharia laws. In reaction to the execution postponement, the family of Stephen has said that it is hoping for a divine intervention to bring the child home alive. So far, the family has been able to collect about 20 million through the Bring Back Stevo campaign.
When you compare to what is needed, we are talking of 3.3% locally. But of course, there is also something in Saudi, which was raised earlier. And the intention was just to say pole to the widow. Yes. But since at that time she wanted nothing less than my son's head, she wouldn't touch it.
It is quite clear that failure to raise the 120 million shillings, which is the blood money for a father who died after a fight with Stephen, will result to Stephen being put to the sword. According to Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Korir Sing'oei, the 1 year extension was as a result of strenuous negotiation between the Kenyan mission in Riyadh, Saudi authorities, and the widow. He took to his social media platforms to talk about the postponement of Stephen's execution, saying that, and I quote, "We shall continue relying on our two countries' cordial relations towards concluding the matter. The goodwill of all Kenyans, partners, and stakeholders is equally appreciated." End of quote. Stephen's mother, Dorothy Kweyu Musopole, who is a veteran editor, is grateful for the reprieve. However, She is concerned that they might not be able to raise the 120 million shillings.
At the time that we are talking, we are past the 5 million mark. Yes. That is like a big success story. But the devil is in the original amount.
Stephen's friends in Saudi Arabia were able to contribute 2 million shillings, and Kenyans, who are always generous, were able to contribute 18 million shillings. The Kenyan government's position is that it cannot chip in because that has not been budgeted for, and also out of fear that if it comes to Stephen's rescue, it might open floodgates for such appeals. What do you think about that? Share your thoughts in the comment section as you keep it with Hot News Kenya, the #1 online news channel for more news updates.